7-Eleven.
No way.
My numbers. All the time.
All the time.
So it tells me it's going to be a good day. I'm a numbers person. What's your number?
Lucky number 7.
It is?
Yeah. I don't really have.
Okay.
If I had to pick a number, yeah, it'd probably be 7. But I don't.
Did you have a specific number when you played sports as a kid?
14. Ended up being my baseball number, but I really didn't care.
Did you only play baseball? Or did you play sports?
Only sport with a number.
No.
So really.
Okay.
I ran cross country, but don't really
you just get a pin.
You get a bib, and whatever number you get, that's what you get.
You get what you get. You want to know what I would have gotten if I did that? 7-Eleven every time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Every single time. Did I ever tell you that that's what Veda got when we switched? Did I ever tell you this story?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. 7-Eleven is my number. It is just my number. Yes. It's been my number since I was a kid. We used to play this game that whoever saw 7-Eleven, you were just the winner. It just makes things good. It just shows you it's going to be a good day and always points me that I'm doing the right thing and I'm in the right direction. Right. So, Veda, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, we're switching clubs. We were trying out, and she went to go try out at Madtown. We were at a previous club before, and the previous club was only 10 minutes away from me. Those of you that know, I drive 52 minutes one way for my daughter's volleyball. It shows the level of commitment I have. And we went to go try out, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was a totally different vibe. It was good. It was just different. It was like, okay, this is it. So we get there, and we were like super early. So what do we need to do? A fridge sig, of course.
Obviously.
So go to McDonald's, we grab a quick fridge sig, and I think we got a small fry. Okay. Like that small fry, they give us our bag that has like a number on it, 7-Eleven. Kid you not, and I was like, all right.
Unreal.
All right. I was like, we are in the right place. We are doing the right thing. This is it.
Yep.
There was 700 to 800 kids that tried out that weekend.
Oh my God.
Tons. And they were all given an individual t-shirt, just boxes of t-shirts.
I know where this is going.
You know where it's going. We get up to the check-in. Mind you, we're like 20 something in line. 100%. Get up to the check-in. The shirt is handed to her. Veda turns around and looks at me. And I'm like, shit.
Unreal.
It was 7-Eleven. We were just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Unreal.
And mind you, it was like, significant time, significant more money, like all of these things. And I'm like, all right, it just is what it is.
Meant to be.
I just wanted it to be the cherry on top because when we went back for the first Meet the Coach session, we went to Culver's and our sticky note was also 7-Eleven. So I just wanted to point that out. You can't make it out. And another thing with it, 7-Eleven, is just my number, guys. 100% is my freaking number because we had registered 15 different cars because we were switching companies. We registered all of our vehicles under our new company name. And when we switched that, we got a whole bunch of license plates. And when they send you a license plate, they don't tell you what vehicle it's for. You just need to guess. So sure enough, have you ever seen my license plate, Carter?
Yeah, I know this one.
You know this one.
I know this one.
It had 7-Eleven in it, and it could have been one of like 15 different vehicles. I was like, nah, it's my car, guys. Nope. It's my car. 100%. Like, I swear to you, it's for my car.
Sure,
and everyone's like, you're crazy. Called DMV up. I'm like, hey, which car is this for? It's the Expedition. And I was like, damn right, it's for the Expedition. So I sent it to my kids, and they're like, you paid for that, didn't you? I was like, I didn't. That shows you just how much these numbers are mine, guys.
Locked down.
So I hope you enjoyed our story. Welcome to Driven for More. I have this as my security blanket today instead of my laptop.
No computer. She's dead. We had to go with the old pen and paper notes as well.
I did. I got notes here. That's what we're going with.
Yeah. In general, she doesn't even look at her notes as soon as we start the podcast.
Usually
with the computer anyways. But.
Nope. But I still just needed to have a little bit of it. And, as my phone has gone off multiple times. Oh, let's see here.
Stacia had to make a phone call real quick.
I had to make a phone call, so I'm sorry. It was interrupted. We were talking about my security blankets.
Yep.
Of my notes and not having my computer. And then Carter looked at me like I was a dumbass and was like, I also have a Mac, so I don't know why you didn't just ask me for a charger.
Yeah, she was looking for a charger and she couldn't find it. So I was like, okay. She just ran to office. Like, yeah, she must have found it.
No.
No, she was let it die. Okay. I had one sitting right here My stuff is fully charged to get used, but
I needed
regardless.
it. I needed the time anyway. I think it's sometimes good to do a little reset.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, reset's good sometimes, so we'll take it. And with doing my reset, I was really thinking about being in the weeds. So many people say, you need to work on your business, not in it. I think that you should do a blend of both of them. But you do need to figure out a way to step out of your business, because if you're in it so far in the weeds, everything can just feel so overwhelming. So when I tell people, the reason why this came about is someone had said to me like, hey, do you ever take questions? And I was like, yeah, of course. And she said, how do you find time when there's so much? There's so much to do. And so I ended up writing it down. It was that everything feels important. So how do I know what to remove? Because I feel like I'm the only one that can do this the best. So how do I figure any of this out? And I was like, that's a fantastic question. And you have to sit down, and my number one thing, like, first off, sit down, write it all down. Is it something that you truly can't delegate? Nobody on your team can do it. If that's truly it, and it's 700 different things, how can you build a coworker, an employee to do these things for you? Because if you don't have that, then yeah, your time is shot. I can't tell you to go add 3 more things to your plate when you're like, dude, I have no time. I can't do any of it. And so they were struggling listening to my content, because they're like, Stacia, you say to like, I gotta find clarity. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. She's like, how the hell am I supposed to do it? And I'm like, thank you for saying that, because sometimes I do. I get stuck in the outside of it too much that I can already see looking in. And one of my wonderful traits, but also a slight fault of myself, is I am very self-aware. Like, therapists hate to see me coming.
Too self-aware, if that's the thing.
Too self-aware, and it makes things difficult sometimes, but I'm like, what's the root cause? I want to figure out the root causes. I want to go to there, figure out what these different things are, because, if I were to rely on my mood all the time to do something and not follow a plan, everyone would be just screwed. Like, you have to stick to the plan and what you're doing. Honestly, like today. Did I feel like doing a podcast today? No, I didn't. I did one as a guest last week, but we didn't film one last week, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to do at least 2 to 3 episodes this week. Like, get these things cruising. And so I had it on my list, and then Carter had said it, because today it's just been a little bit of a whirlwind. We put me through a little bit of a tailspin, and not a crazy tailspin. It's been enough to step out and be like, okay, here's the immediate that I need to do. As soon as these 2 items are done, I have to step back and be like, okay, what is the next thing? Because I can't just spiral on losing staff members.
Right.
I can't. It's an inevitability part of life, is that you're going to pour into staff, you're going to pour into employees, and they do what you literally wanted them to do, is have the best life that they have. Right. But does it suck when they leave? It does. It's sad. I feel very bittersweet this week, and I had, with one of our team members that's leaving at the end of this week, I said to him, I was like, man, I'm really gonna, I truly am gonna miss you as a person, as an individual. Like, I wish you the absolute best, and I'm so happy that you're growing into something that you want to, that's a little bit different than what we offer here. And, it's great, because we both had said, like, I doubt this is the end. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously not old, guys. At least I hope I don't look old. My kids are telling me I'm looking old.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys. And cut me some slack. And I just want them to, I want everyone to be the best version of themselves. And sometimes that means that they're just with me for a season and not forever. That's okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to lie and say that it's easy to feel that way and it's easy to lead that way, because it's not. And sometimes it sucks. Like right now that I'm like, all right, I need to bring on 2 to 3 new team members, and that's a lot of work. It's not super easy.
Fairly quick.
Yeah, fairly quickly. Quick to an extent, because, Carter, runs all of our marketing at the shop, and we know that Number one, our marketing is fire. Carter is amazing. However, we're bringing in like tons of new clients, this, that, and the other. But what we do is we look at all of our marketing metrics from prior years, and September is our second slowest month of the year, historically, over the last 4 years.
Severe drop off.
Completely. And it's because it's back to school season.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
gets busy.
100%. We're so busy. We're taking kids back to sports. We're doing all these different things. I remember last year, I don't know, it was either last year or the year before, I told Carter, I was like, you couldn't pay me to take my car in unless my check engine light is flashing or my brakes are screaming. Like, you just couldn't do that. And so we have to be very creative about what we do. And so I stepped back and I was like, okay, we've got 2 team members that are moving on. How is this going to help us in September and stuff like that? Because I'm not going to do any kind of like flash hire or anything like that. You know, we've got a new team member coming on next week, and I hired him back in June. Mm-hmm. And so he's coming on next week. I'm super excited about it. So, you know, we've got things moving, but I'm never going to just like off the cuff, just hire someone straight off the street.
It's not gonna be like, oh, we need it now.
No.
You're gonna take your time and go through your process.
No, 100%. I'm gonna make sure everything is appropriate, and I want people to, enjoy their job here, and I also want the right people in here because quality and consistency matter so freaking much to me. Cut here for a second because my phone is like blowing up.
Okay.
Guys, I just keep taking phone calls today. I'm sorry.
Just a busy girl.
We're cruising today. It's okay. And then I've got one of my kids sending me messages asking if they can buy stuff on Depop.
Unreal.
And if I don't respond to my kids within 5 minutes, they start sending me question marks.
They panic.
They do. They're like, I need it now. Depop's like a thrift store.
I somewhat have heard of it. It's like an online thrift store kind of deal. Yeah.
Yep. So she wants something.
So they get it from you.
They sure do.
Yeah.
Like, why not find the deals, guys? We freaking like it.
Fair enough.
But we're sticking to the plan. Stacia, how do I have time? I didn't want to do this podcast, but I'm sticking to what I need to do because I put everything in perspective of what is important. I have a bunch of things screaming at me in my head, 100%. But a lot of the times, I know I've said it on here before. I call it white noise. No matter what, like my brain has so much white noise in it, and I have to be. Do you ever see the box thing about a man's brain?
What?
There's this video that's like a man's brain, like they have different little boxes. I kind of have those boxes. Okay. And it's so helpful because, no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to have the multitasking. I'm a mom, I got to answer to my kids, I've got to answer to all these different places, so I can have every folder open at once. But sometimes I just focus on one box at a time. And I'm honest about it. Hey, I've taken 2 phone calls during this. Technically like 6 actually, because I had to do phone call to phone call.
Interesting.
And then I have my kids messaging. I have all these things, but like right now we're focused on this. So it's like, okay, I can open up. I have like my podcast box that we're in right now that I'm like, what do I need to do to be able to give back, even if it's just to one person who can hear this, to better their lives, to better themselves? What do they need to hear from me? What is their pain point that they're struggling through? And the pain point that I'd heard was the question, how do I find this time? Mm-hmm. Because I'm lost in everything. And I really think it's important to write everything down, see what you can delegate off, see what you can't. Did you cut your list down? If you didn't cut your list down, probably tells you need to add another team member.
Right.
Which follow-up question then leads to it. Stacia, how do I add another team member if my sales can't justify it? That's difficult. You have to do a multitude of things. Number one is get clear on where you're going. Figure out what is it that you want? Where is the business going? Are you looking to garner more sales? Or are you happy with where you're at? And then you have to look at your team that you have on. Because is there people on the team that, are there people on the team that may have been on the right seat of the bus when you were headed in this direction? Versus maybe the bus has changed directions. The vision has changed. You have changed. And now that seat is no longer being fulfilled in the way that you need to. And that's a really hard self-reflection thing to come to, especially if it's someone who's been with you for a long time or has grown with you.
Emotionally attached.
100%. Carter's my security blanket. I'm gonna cry when Carter goes off living his best life in Wyoming eventually.
That's not true.
My kids asked me this question. Squirrel, what state would I live in if I would live in any other state than Wisconsin? What's your answer?
What's mine or what?
Yeah, I want to hear yours. No, I want to hear yours.
Probably Wyoming. You probably nailed it.
Hit it on the head, guys.
Yep. Hit the nail on the head. She knows. I've been with you for too long.
Too long.
Too long. What was your answer though? That's why I'm curious.
I gave them a couple of different answers. So I said it would depend on, is it this very moment, like with the age that the kids are right now?
Right.
What am I looking for? Or is it when they've graduated? Or is this pre-Stacia that, if my life went in a different direction without kids? Because I feel like those are all, or I know that they're all totally different.
Those are all
answers.
different answers for sure.
100%. So I gave them a couple different ones. I said Florida because if it was, beach, all those different fun things, like I love Florida. I said, I'd like, honestly thinking about it, I was like, kind of like North Carolina range. I was like, that might be more up my alley. Yeah. Just weather wise, the different things going on. I said, but completely plot twist in there. I was like, Utah is beautiful.
Really? That's not what I would have expected.
I was like, I actually think Utah may be close to it. I said, or, I don't think I would pick Washington, but I said to them, I was like, Washington is again close to water.
Washington State.
Yeah. And I was like, I would enjoy.
I would not have seen that coming. Do you like rain?
So that was the thing, is like, it's so rainy, but there's so many national parks and there's so many beautiful things. And so those were my choices that I had said. I was like Washington State, Utah, North Carolina, and Florida.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I went with. And water is my big connectivity. So the Utah one was just like a total, like,
off the road,
completely random thing. And then they're like, okay, and like, what about overseas? And I was like, oh, Italy.
No hesitation there.
No hesitation. I was like, I'm like, Italy would be it. I was like, it's just so centrally located that you can get to so many different parts. Beautiful history. It just gorgeous. And I've got a friend who lives in Portugal, and she said it's absolutely fantastic. And she lived in Minnesota and moved to Portugal. So
yeah, probably a fair transition there.
It would, yep, 100%. Sure. But I wouldn't want to do that with the age that my kids are at or anything like that. Right. But who knows when they move out.
Yeah.
I know that on my goals is that when all my children have graduated and they're working towards their self-sufficiency, I most likely will spend like a half a year in Europe.
Why not?
Because that's just what I want to do. If they want to come, fly them out to enjoy in all of their different times, it's like, I could pick a month per kid and a month solo.
Right.
So
right.
There's so many different opportunities, and traveling is what fills up my cup though. So I do enjoy that. Sorry for that spin-off, everyone. I hope you enjoy these side stories because it just gives you a bit of a into my brain.
If you watched the podcast before, this is no new thing here.
No new thing.
We're talking about time, then we're talking about overseas vacation.
But hey, it comes back to time because what's important to me. It's just like, how would I use my time effectively and where would I be doing it? And so my answer for my kids right away was, if you guys are with me, this is what I would want. But I'm thinking of it in their mindset too, because how my thought is on podcast is that I need to be able to give something tangible to use.
Right.
Like, I don't want to just talk about, I did this, this, and this. I want you to be able to see yourself. And if you have an issue, be like, holy shit, Stacia's talking to me. Like, this is it. This is going on, reading my brain, all the breadcrumbs led to me listening to this podcast. And she's just giving it to me. She's talking to me. And that's my plan with all of it. And so same with my kids. When they asked me that question, I asked, what stage of life are you asking about? Because I want them to selfishly be thinking of themselves. I want them to fully, be able to get my perspective on it, but I want them to be thinking about their future and what they want. And as Otto and Veda, we're starting high school, it is the most bittersweet opening. Your mom would probably agree with me. Carter's mom's a freaking baller. She's fantastic and amazing.
Sarah is Sarah.
She's awesome. And I bet she would say the same thing, is that you're just opening. So many people said it's like starting the last chapter of your favorite book. Mm-hmm. And I don't see it like that. I just see it as like starting a new chapter, but it's such a bittersweet chapter because it is closing the book on childhood, but it's just not at the same time. Like it's like you're literally just hitting chapter 2. Like, this is it.
There's a long ways to go.
There's a long ways to go.
For sure.
And I do. I love it. I love this new stage that we're getting into. So much fun. I mean, it's really awesome. And I think that perspective comes a lot back to, how I view these different things. And you have the choice to be happy with wherever you are in life and whatever stage you're in. So I did write down another one as well that came back to time that I wanted to make sure that we were going to touch base on. See, I've got all my notes on the back of these random pieces here.
As I said, I don't even know what those are.
There we go. This is where it's leading into it, is that the question I gotten, every time I get ahead, something happens and throws me back. Duh. What do you expect? You expect life to actually slow down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you expect I've said it before that I'd heard it from a mentor of mine, every new level is a new devil. You have to anticipate that. You're always going to have employees leave. It's a part of the life cycle. You are always going to run into different things that are going to happen. That's just literally a part of life. You have to change who you are to handle these new fires. There's always going to be fires. It's just how you put them out is what changes. Mm-hmm. And I went on a rant about this one because this one goes over 2 pages. It's like, you cannot build your life waiting for things to calm down. You just can't. And so many people say, they're like, oh, in this next season when things are calmer, it's like, are they really though? Or do you just find different ways? And a great way to put this into perspective is when people say the baby stage is so expensive. It's like, it is. You get diapers, you have formula, you have all that stuff, but it just, in daycare, it just translates into other things. I mean, we have club sports, we have kids' shoes that are $175 versus these itty bitty little baby ones for $25. It just shifts. Your money shifts where you're moving to. And it doesn't, my life is so much busier now than it was when my kids were little because of all the sports. And you thought that you had only so much more you could do, or you couldn't make time to go see this because that was what your focus was on in that season of your life. And I just think that it just all comes back to perspective. And you can't wait for things to slow down. Like I said, and it almost seems like it's hypocritical actually, because I just said, when my kids leave, I want to go spend 6 months in Europe. Well, my children do have sports that we have committed to and other things like that. So yes, I won't do that, but I will still travel with them.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them, we are going to go to Disney, October, November range, and they are very excited. We've only been to Disney once, so. And
Parker and Tinley been there?
Yes. Oh. They don't remember it at all though.
Yeah.
And so they're
little.
Yeah, they're at the perfect age.
Right.
That I'm like,
that's why I figured they'd be most excited.
Yep. It's like, we have to. My oldest daughter is like, well, the UV's gonna be pretty nice in October. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Unreal.
just has to tan and enjoy that. But I still travel with my kids. It is so important to me, and I think seeing different cultures and being around other people is really important. So we still do that. It just may not be 6 months at a time.
Right.
So.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you say if you feel like you've gotten consistent or plateaued where you're not leveling up, is that a red flag in that sense? Or if your life's not getting busier, you're kind of just staying consistent where you're at? Either as a business owner in your life, is that a red flag, or is that just a normal swing of things?
Depends on what you want. What's your goal? Do you want to? What is your end goal? Are you looking for peace? Are you looking for time? Are you looking to? There's so many people that they want to create a business so that they can go fishing, they can go hunting, they can garden, they can do all these things where they don't feel busy at all. Whereas I'm honestly a little opposite. That it would, to me, be like, okay, if I have too much time, I'd probably feel like I'm plateauing because my goals are busy things.
Yeah.
I want to travel. I want to go to all these different places. I want to check out all of these state parks and these museums and do all these fun things. So if I felt not busy, most likely, but a lot of the times I think it's a double-edged sword with that question, because it can be both ways. You can be so busy that you're not taking time to develop to your next level,
Right.
And then you could also be just plateau and
Leaving stuff on the table.
Yep. Complacent, not getting opportunities because you're not seeking them out.
Right.
And that's so important about, so many people say like, oh, somebody got lucky or this, that, and the other. Like, no, they were consistently looking for opportunities. They were doing things to have the opportunities come to their door. Whereas if sometimes you just stay complacent, you're not going to get those opportunities. You're not going to be able to do those different kinds of things. So I think it comes back to really what you want and what you're looking for and what your end goal is. Because even though your end goal is ever changing, you need to see what's going to make you happy. And for me, it is running all over the place because it does. I freaking love it. You gotta love traveling and driving and going to all these things. Like, I will thoroughly miss this season of whatever it is of my kids are in that they need me for everything. As wonderful it's going to be that we're going to have one having a license in less than a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's still just...
And then 2 and 3 years.
Yep.
It'll be phenomenal.
It'll be one after another. But I will probably lose it a little bit and be like, do you guys want to ride with me to get ice cream? Will you spend time with me?
Maybe like, no, we ride with my brother. And we ride with my friends.
Yep. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. And that was our new thing. I told Carter about that. My oldest had asked to go to the movie with his friends, and
Right.
he messaged, he's like, will you take us to the movies? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Next message. So I don't need a parent, right? I'm like, no, you're all good. You're all good. You don't need a parent. And I ended up going over to a girlfriend's house, and we just ate some tomatoes and cucumbers out of her garden and chit-chatted and went and grabbed them all the snacks and fun stuff. And then I sat in my car for 45 minutes because I didn't know when the movie's going to be done.
Fair enough.
So I was like, I'll read my book in the car. And even doing that, literally just living my best life. So I think your life's just all what you make and what you want. And you got to realize that all the keys are in your pocket.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to do whatever your heart desires. You just have to execute and do it. So that's what I got for you today.
Yeah, good.
Check us out on social media. Stacia Aeschbach, Aeschbach Automotive. Thank you, Aeschbach Automotive, for sponsoring, because I forget 90% of the time.
Every single time.
Every single freaking time. So we appreciate Aeschbach Automotive. But you'll find us on TikTok, Instagram, all of the things, Facebook. Follow along. You got any questions? You want anything answered? Please reach out to us. Let us know. If you want to be a guest, DM us.
Yeah.
Love to chat with you. All right, we'll talk to you soon.